Today, I muster the combined forces of Team Theorist for one goal and one goal only, to win an argument against Stephanie. Hello, Internet! Welcome to Style Theory, where today, I finally get to prove that I'm right.
Nope.
Yes.
Nope.
100% yes. For years, I have gotten harassed, questioned, lightly ribbed.
Harangued, let's say.
Harangued, that's a good one. Jested at, poked fun of for my propensity of wearing one sock around the house.
It wouldn't be so bad if you didn't leave the one sock everywhere, anywhere, all over the place. Everyone is familiar with Matthew's one sock habit because one sock gets left in the conference room, on the GT Live set, at his desk, on people's faces, everywhere.
Okay, I would challenge the on people's faces, but all the rest of them are very true.
But today he has a chance to prove himself with science.
Guess what? We have a style and fashion channel that talks about clothing, so today I get my vindication. I get to prove that wearing one sock around the house is the definitive, optimized way to dress your feet. And we're gonna be doing that via a variety of different tests. That's right. In this episode, we'll be putting all of my talk to the test. Multiple tests, to be exact.
I still can't believe you actually forced our employees to spend their company time coming up with ways to prove yourself right.
Steph, I don't know what you're talking about. I pitched a very unique and fun idea for an episode. Amy and Jason thought it was just so good and so scientifically valid that they decided to put it into production.
All right, have fun with your little sock episode. You ask me, all you're going to do is put your foot in it.
In the sock? Poorly utilized idiomatic phrases aside here, Stephanie. Get ready to eat your hat. Or, I suppose, sock in this case. You see, when it comes right down to it, wearing one sock is the superior option for two reasons: temperature regulation and traction. And we've got a battery of experiments to put both of those to the test today.
Do your thing. I'm just here to make sure that they're done in a completely fair way.
I'm putting it out there. You're for, I'm against. Let's just lay it down on the line.
Speaking of laying it down, Debbie Downer, test number one is exactly that. We're going to lay here for the next half hour and see how multiple socks affects our body temperature versus one sock.
All right.
And we're gonna see if our body temperatures are better regulated depending on the number of socks we have on our feet.
You don't really have to ask me twice to like lay down in the middle of the day and take a nap.
I don't know if you're aware of this, Steph, but right now, what I've done is I've concocted an experiment to not only prove that I'm right, but also give us an excuse to lay around the office for like almost an hour uninterrupted.
We're duping them all.
This is like four-dimensional chess right now. This is the biggest brain move I've ever had. Normally, this time would be spent like, hey, go film shorts, or hey, film some more GT Lives. Or no, this is us for the content, laying down. Who knows, we might even get to nap.
Okay, I won't be bitter if you win then.
Okay, deal? Clearly, I'm the ultimate mastermind.
Or clearly you understand the basics of human temperature regulation. You see, humans usually lose their heat mainly through their heads, hands, and feet. That's why wearing things like hats, gloves, and yes, socks are a great way to regulate your body temperature. It's also a big reason we use blankets.
So by your logic then, a blanket is just one giant sock for the body.
Well, no, that would be more like a sleeping bag or something.
One giant sock.
No.
I rest my case.
No. When it comes to feet specifically, our feet have a large surface area and a lot of blood vessels, which our bodies use to move heat around. When blood flows through your body, it releases heat from your veins. Your body is then able to regulate your temperature by increasing or decreasing the flow of blood to your feet.
Which is why when you get hot at night, a lot of us stick one foot out of our blankets to help that heat flow.
Exactly. Our feet actually contain a very low amount of heat-producing muscles, which is why they get cold so fast. It's also what makes them great for keeping your core temperature at a comfortable level.
Which is exactly what this test is going to be showing us. Is it easier to regulate your temperature with one sock or two? Well, Steph and I joked about getting to nap on company time. It's actually for a good reason. The blanket will allow us to trap heat and quickly raise our core body temperature in the most efficient way possible. Then we'll stick our socked feet out of the blanket to see which method, one sock or two, allows us to keep our temperature at a more manageable level. We even got ourselves a nifty little thermovision camera, thermometer, and heat gun to give us the most clearly precise picture of how much heat is being lost via our feet. See? Science.
We got our baseline temperatures to start. I was a nice 98.4 degrees, and my sock-clad feet were at 78.6 degrees on the left foot and 78.5 degrees on the right.
I mean, I know that we joke about your feet being literal ice cubes, and to be fair, that is not ice cube temperature, but also, those are some chilly numbers there, Steph.
I'm ambient, thank you.
Wow. What great socks you have,
Aren't
Stephanie.
these wonderful socks? They go with everything. I got them on theoryware.com.
Oh my gosh, theoryware.com.
Theoryware.com.
Such amazing apparel available on theoryware.com.
Ooh, your feet will thank you.
Wow, what a natural and unobtrusive plug for our new store, which you can shop while you watch this video thanks to YouTube's new shopping features. You may even find some of our new FNAF items mixed in there. Just saying.
And I was just saying that Matthew, the so-called heat miser himself, had a starting temperature of a brisk 97.8 degrees on the thermometer.
Did you just use the phrase heat miser? Like, what is this, an old claymation Christmas story?
I was feeling festive. Matthew's feet were a blistering 83.5 degrees on the right foot and 82.6 on the left.
And while certainly my feet are much hotter than Stephanie's, what's interesting about this data is that I usually take off my left sock. Now, I would have guessed that that would have meant my left foot was the hotter one. Unusual that that's the way the temperatures shook out. Anyway, with temperatures in hand, it was time to get under the blankets and chill. Or actually the reverse of chill.
One, two, three.
Whoosh! My
Oh,
whoosh was lackluster. Can we do another whoosh?
Okay, if you
Ready?
want.
1, 2, 3.
Whoosh! Laying under a blanket on camera is not something I envisioned being this awkward. After 13 years of doing all sorts of crazy nonsense, I really didn't think that this would be this uncomfortable and feel this voyeuristic.
Right? Isn't this weird? This is not as relaxing as I'd hoped it was.
No, not at all.
Yeah. Is it weird that even when it's scripted for content, we still can't really relax, Steph?
Yeah, I'm not big on voyeurism in my naps, to be honest. Maybe that's just me.
I understand that. We were surrounded by cameras and our employees.
It's not exactly calming.
But you know what? It was nice. We were stuck there for 30 minutes and we decided to make the most of it. I updated Stephanie on my life. Did you know that I think this is 2 months now? My body still has a checkerboard pattern off of the suntan lotion episode of.
I'm sorry, man. I think that's a tattoo.
I'm very concerned at this point. It doesn't, I thought it would go away after like 2 or 3 weeks. It is still there. I think what I have to do is actually reverse tape my body and go back to the suntan lotion, or
Even
go
it
back
out.
to the suntan squad, yeah.
Yeah, but if you're off by even a little bit, then you've got some strange old lines.
It's true. I'm gonna have a lot of lines in a lot of strange places.
Then we tried one of Ollie's favorite travel games, I Spy.
I spy with my little eye something kind of orange.
Orange?
Mm-hmm, orange.
Is it your socks?
Nope.
Is it your pillow?
Nope. I can't see that. It's behind my head.
Something kind of orange. Is it that pillow behind Ash?
No.
Is it Ash's head? Is it Ash's hair? Is it Justin's hair?
It's Justin's hair!
I wouldn't call that orange.
What?
Are you colorblind, Stephanie? I'm concerned.
What color is his hair?
I'm getting concerned about your overall, like...
Justin, what color is your hair?
I'd say my beard is red, but my hair is like a blondish brown.
Okay, strawberry blonde. Well, I spy with my little eye something strawberry blonde.
Apparently my checkerboarded skin isn't the only health concern that we have around the office. We are just batting 0 for 2 at this point.
Oh, well, what about when we developed the brand new TikTok dance?
That was fun.
It's left, right, center, right, left, right, center, right.
No, you're saying center, but you're going right.
No, I'm not.
Learn your choreography.
Left, right,
and
center.
1 and 2.
2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4.
Watch out, Demelios, we're coming for your TikTok dance crowns.
Are they still relevant anymore?
Oh, shots fired.
No, I'm legitimately asking. Again, I try to stay off of TikTok as much as possible for my own mental health and sanity.
If you were hip-hop,
If I was hip hop,
If you were hip-hop.
I'm a hip pop. Does that count, Stephanie?
Oh my God.
Anyway, putting this segment out of its misery, after the half hour was up, we decided to take our readings. And honestly, Steph and my internal and head temperatures remained pretty much the same. There was really no significant differences there. But while our internal temperatures stayed the same, our feet actually showed a fair bit of difference. Stephanie's feet actually cooled down a few degrees, which is mind-blowing because they were already chilly to begin with. Meanwhile, my feet went in the complete opposite direction. They actually got hotter, especially my left foot. You know, the one that I tend to take off the sock for? Yep, it saw a 4.9 degree jump right there. See, I knew that I took off my left sock for a reason. Apparently, it just holds all of my heat.
And apparently I have horrible circulation.
We are learning so much about ourselves today. Just look at the difference between my feet and Stephanie's in the thermovision. My footsies are a shining beacon of molten heat, and you can barely see Steph's register. But obviously we weren't done. Now it was time to test the one sock method. So off came the left socks and back under the blankets we went. Another 30 minutes later of word portal and connections, and it was the end of round 2. And once again, the difference between how my body reacted and how Stephanie's body reacted was very different and very interesting. While our internal and head readings didn't fluctuate all that much, our feet were completely different. Stephanie's feet still came out colder than when they started, which is likely down to our different metabolic rates.
It's true. While I think I run colder than most people, women in general have a lower metabolic rate than men, leading them to get colder easier. And when you add in different circulation rates, it's pretty clear that my thermoregulation focuses on keeping my heat toward the center of my body.
Meanwhile, my body pushes all that heat down towards my feet. In this round, my feet still ended up hotter than how they started, though it's important to note, not as hot as they wound up in round 1, meaning that my one sock trick actually did its job.
Fine, the point goes to you for this round, but we're not done. We're not done!
And now's where the fun really begins, because now we move on to the traction tests. I've always said that the biggest benefit to having one sock is your ability to control your movements with more precision and safety. So we have ourselves 2 timed tests planned today. Test number 1, a foot race, where we'll take turns running from one end of the room to the other, pivoting and then coming back to where we started. Sliding is absolutely encouraged here. Test number 2, the dreaded uncarpeted stair climb. We will race to the top of 2 flights of stairs and then back, seeing which one has the faster speed. My hypothesis, one sock will prove to have itself the faster time because with the added traction of the bare foot, we're gonna feel safer and more stable to move at faster speeds. So the way this test is gonna work is you're gonna start at the wall. We're gonna run all the way, touch Gigachu, and then all the way back, touch the wall, time stops. I've already confirmed that he has consented to the touch. So you don't have to ask for consent when you get over to Gigachu. And remember, this is a stupid YouTube test, so try hard, but don't kill yourself for the content. It's not worth it.
I think you should be telling yourself that. I'm really worried about Matthew in this test.
It's true. Surprising no one, I am very competitive. I will risk my own life and limb to win this very stupid YouTube test.
That's why I went first to test it out. You know, more of a guinea pig situation. Each of us took turns to get the best time we could for both one sock and 2. During my first go, I was still getting the footing and came in at an okay 8.39 seconds, but I knew I could do better.
There she goes, there she goes! Bam! Touching that Gigachu, getting that consent, and we're going back, boom! Ooh, that was faster. 7:81. Then it was my turn. And as arguably the creator of the one sock method, I had a personal stake in this. And so during my first try, I attempted the patent pending slide method, which went okay. I came in with a respectable 7.53 seconds. Steph, though, wasn't convinced about the slide. On my second go, yeah, I might have gotten a bit too excited about the method. Oh no! No traction! No traction! Go!
Okay,
Oh,
whoa!
I ran into the camera. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. There was no traction there whatsoever.
7.32.
Oh, whoa, nice.
Not too shabby with 2 socked feet, but let's see how it goes with 1.
Oh, look at that. Moving with confidence. There it is. Oh, she's almost leaping like a gazelle. 7:42.
Oh.
7:42, ladies.
Almost half a second faster. I definitely felt like I got better traction on my non-socked foot. I felt like I could really get a good push off, and even if this one was a little bit wobbly, I could steady myself back on the right foot.
And round 2 was even faster.
Oh yeah, look at those big strides, confident strides. Big strides, go! 7:04.
Yes!
That is pretty definitive. Well done. Not to be outdone, I was ready to go.
3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, look at that skill.
Oh, 6:48.
Yeah!
Yeah.
Oh, I felt good about that one because I was able to slide in, shoot with the grab for Pikachu, and then I was able to launch off the other way. It's the best of both worlds. I'm able to carry my momentum through with the grab, but my foot is still ready for the launch in the other direction. See, one sock supremacy is real. This one proves it. Definitively, hands down, point MatPat.
It could also just prove that we are 2 way overly competitive people.
Well, that is certainly true. Looking at our fastest times in each round, Steph's time went down by 0.77 seconds, while mine saw a decrease of 0.84 seconds. That is almost a full second difference for both of us. Think of how much you can add up over a day if you're literally saving seconds each time you move.
Yeah, that would save like almost a minute and a half by the end of the day.
Valuable time, Stephanie.
So while Matthew's really excited about saving like 3 seconds a day, I'm ready to hit the stairs.
One of the most important places in your household to get traction isn't just sprinting back and forth in your basement, but it's actually going up and down the stairs, right? We have notoriously slippery stairs in our house, so much so that there are warning signs posted on the stairs telling you to hold the handrails because we have had multiple people slip down.
People have wiped out.
Yeah.
I did have a flashing thought at this point, which was like, hey, should I be wearing safety gear? Elbow pads, knee pads? Should there be like a pillow at the bottom of the stairs?
Remember, Steph, when in doubt, hold the handrail.
Oh boy, let me just say, for all of the internet to hear, we do not endorse racing up and down your stairs in socks. We are professional theorists. In my first attempt, I kept it safe, I paced myself, I really didn't want to fall, so like advised, I relied heavily on the handrail to keep on course.
If you don't have full traction on your feet, I feel like it's actually really important to use the handrail, even if it breaks your streamlined posture, right? Because I could be like this, right, up the stairs, but then I feel like for safety, I need to be like this.
On my second turn, I decided to play it a little more fast and loose, and I came down to 17.9 seconds, down a full 1.59 seconds for my first round. Pretty proud of that. Then it was Matthew's turn, and let's just say he does not have the same personal regard for his own safety.
My safety was fully off, but despite the crashes and somehow getting turned around in my very own house, I definitely went too far.
You went past the London sign?
I went past the London sign, I was going up the stairs. I was still able to come in at 15.39 seconds.
You know why I think we're so good at this? Is that sometimes at night we're down here in the basement and we hear Ollie upstairs. And so he's like, Mom! And then we just barrel up these stairs. I think that's where our skill in this particular event comes from.
I have to admit, I am invested now. Bring on one sock. In round one, I felt the added traction coming in handy and the burn of running up and down the stairs for the third time that day. My time was an okay 17.06 seconds.
I gotta say, my tactic for this, and I think the reason some of the sock is being mitigated here, is I'm using the railing a lot. So not hold myself, but to catch me at the top of the stairs and turn me around in the other direction, carrying my momentum forward. I'm using the centripetal force of my body launching around the railing to launch me up the back half of the steps.
Hey, I thought the pro tips were my thing.
I can have good ideas too sometimes, all right?
I got a slow kickoff, but despite that, I was able to use a mix of the hand railing and the skin of my own bare feet to keep me at a full, fast, and stable pace.
And she came in at just under 17 seconds, 16.55 if we're being exact. Well done, Steph.
Go. It seems like he was off to a fine start.
Terrible turn. Oh, that was so sloppy. I fell down half those steps. The fact that I am still standing is a miracle.
1287.
Not bad.
Not bad. I think pretty good for a sloppy run.
Stephanie, remember, if I die during this experiment, I love you. I love Ollie. You can tell Ollie that Daddy went out the way he came in.
What does that mean?
You can figure that one
What
out.
does that mean? Is there some weird birth story that I don't know about?
A lot of steps were involved. And with those final words to my loved ones, I ran. I ran like my life and my reputation depended on it, because it did. And lo and behold,
Another personal best, 1218.
yeah, I felt good about that one.
Yeah?
I feel like I focused in on mistakes, corrected them, and got a really clean run. So without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I think that wraps up our tests for today. It's time to go to the big data board and see what we learned. All right, so with all the tests out of the way, it's time to talk numbers. In the end, wearing only one sock got me up and down the steps a total of 1 second faster. One whopping second, Steph, but honestly, more importantly, I felt safer doing it.
I kind of hate that that worked.
But it wasn't just me either. The same was true for your results, Steph. Taking your best times from each round, your time went from 17.9 to 16.55 seconds. That is a difference of 1.35 seconds. You gained back over a second and a half of your life thanks to the one sock method. You're welcome.
Okay, I will admit that we did go faster. We saved a second of our life going up and down the stairs a little bit faster, but...
Second and a half, Steph.
Yeah, okay. So halvesies on the victory. You couldn't prove that it helped with temperature regulation, but you could prove that we could save a marginal fraction of a minute going up and down the stairs with one sock.
And how did you feel safety-wise, Steph?
I actually did feel quite a bit safer with one sock. Don't tell him that though.
Yes! That is the closest that I've ever come to you agreeing with me that one sock is supreme in over 17 years of us hanging out together, Steph. I'm gonna savor every last hard-earned second and a half of it.
And while Matthew never lets me live this victory down, remember, that's just a theory, a style theory. Keep looking sharp.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a lot of socks to pick up around the house.
Yeah, they're everywhere. Oh my gosh. That's just every room. Living room, the bathroom, the bedroom, the dining room, the other bathroom.